Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Tutt. I am a professor at the Global Center for Advanced Studies, and I want to invite you to participate in a 4-day seminar that I'm offering called An Introduction to Psychoanalysis and Social Freedom. This seminar will happen on Saturday, September 20th, and then Sunday, September 21st, and then the following weekend, Saturday, Sunday on the 27th and 28th of September at 11 a.m. Eastern. In these sessions, we will look at the tradition of Freudian Marxism, and I want to propose that we reopen some internal debates from 20th century Freudian Marxism and reflect on the lasting legacy of some of the philosophers and thinkers, from figures such as Herbert Marcuse to Norman O'Brown to Wilhelm Reich, and to read these figures through the prism of other philosophers and psychoanalytic thinkers that have offered a kind of imminent critique of Freudian Marxism. And here I'm going to be introducing you to figures like Christopher Lasch, Philip Rieff, Michel Clouscard, and others, who put forward the argument that Freudian Marxism, in most instances, proceeded on a kind of faulty reading of Freud, and thereby developed a conception of the revolutionary subject that actually proved detrimental to Marxist objectives. In the case of Michel Clouscard, for example, he, in essence, argues that Freudian Marxism developed a kind of ideology which was actually in service of bourgeois interests. So what I'm proposing is a re-examination of a very important series of debates from the 20th century, which I think still speak to our own present, and even to dynamics about how psychoanalytic theory can contribute to questions of socialist practice and Marxist practice in our time. In addition to that, I'm also going to be examining how Freud's insights help us think about historical change in capitalism, as well as the core basis of our alienation in capitalism itself, right? So this is going to be a broad introduction, but we're also going to dig deep and examine some thinkers that you may not be familiar with, and try to piece together some of these arguments so that we can better understand how to best fuse Freud with Marx, right? If indeed we agree this is a primary task, that Freud offers a kind of missing supplement to the Marxist tradition, which I think that he does, how exactly are we to apply Freud? This will be the basis of our seminar. And so, for example, on the second day that we meet, we'll be examining the question of whether Freud actually gives us the means to think a utopian solution to liberation, which is a claim that thinkers like Ernst Bloch and Norman O'Brown made. The day after that, on the 27th, we'll be looking at the idea that Freudian Marxism, according to Lasch and Clouscard and Rieff, ultimately developed a kind of ruling class ideology that reinforced a type of libertarian theory of emancipation. So part of my objective is to get you thinking about the best way to fuse Marx with Freud. In the final day, I want to introduce some more recent thinkers like Thomas Savolos, as well as Bernard Stiegler and others, regarding the new composition, the new civilizational discontents of the 21st century, and how psychoanalysis, both clinically but also socially, culturally, and politically, can actually help us address new forms of immiseration, new forms of alienation, new social struggles. How can psychoanalysis actually speak to our present? So this is my objective. I'm very excited to host this seminar and very grateful for the chance to do so. And I hope that you join me.